Tanvir. So today I'll be talking about 4 issues that we're facing in using solar PV. Solar PV, we also can call it solar photovoltaic system. And also I'll be sharing a bit about our current global energy situation. Let's start with the first issue, that is intermittency. So solar energy only works when sunlight is available. So during nighttime, cloudy days or certain season, the energy output drop. This causes an imbalance between when we need electricity and when we actually produce it. Without good energy storage system, this will lead to instability in the power grid. So while solar is clean, it's not always consistent, and that's a big challenge. So I'm moving to the second one, which is we have facing high initial costs. Even though solar panel prices have dropped over the years, full system costs like installation, inverters and permits are still expensive. So now, as you can see, there are 2 solar panels that I've installed in my life, which is Jinko and Trina Solar. So from these 2 solar panels also, now this is very expensive. This makes it hard for rural communities and low-income families, especially in developing countries, to afford solar. Without proper financing or subsidies, many are left out of the clean energy transition. So next is the environmental impact of production and disposal. While solar panels are clean during operation, their production uses harmful chemicals and higher energy. At the end of their life, if not properly recycled, panels can become e-waste and leak toxic materials like lead or cadmium into the environment. Right now, global recycling systems are still very limited. And I'm going to the 4th issue, which is the low efficiency of the current solar tech. Most commercial solar panels convert only 15 to 22% of sunlight into electricity. This means you need a lot of space to produce useful energy. In crowded cities, that's a big problem, and a real world condition like heat, dust and shading can lower their performance even more. Finally, now let's look at the current energy situation. Globally, we still rely heavily on fossil fuels like coal, oil and gas. These sources pollute the environment and contribute to climate change. Solar is a cleaner and more sustainable option, but we have seen it's not perfect yet.
Hi everyone, I'm Dashapriya Sivakumar and I'm going to explain you the impact to the society of the 4 issues that already mentioned in front. The first issue that we are talking about are the intermittent. The solar power energy is intermittent, right? So for these, of course, there will be the impact to the society, which is it only works when the sun is shining. This become a serious issue in the rural or remote areas that don't have a battery storage. Without sunlight or storage, electricity supply is unstable. For an example, rural clinics may be unable to run the refrigerators for vaccines or operate life-saving medical equipments. Even students, we can't study after the sunset due to the lack of the lighting. To cope, or many communities turn to diesel generators, which are noisy, expensive and release harmful emissions. This goes against the goal of the using solar for clean, sustainable energy. Okay, now I want to talk about the impact to the society. For the second issues that I mentioned is we are tell about the highly cost. Of course, highly cost definitely will impact the cost, right? So the high upfront cost of installing solar panels limits who can access the technology, while wealthier household can afford it and often get the government subsidies. But how about the low-income families and rural villages? They just left out because this creates a gap. Clean energy become a privilege for the rich, not the right for everyone. As a result, energy inequality increases and some communities are continue relying on polluting the energy resources. Alright, so in this slide you can see what's the impact to the society of the 3rd and 4th issues. As we mentioned, the 3rd issue was the environmental impact of manufacturing disposals, and the 4th was the highly efficient. Of course, these both issues definitely will impact the society. So let's look at the 3rd issues. What's impact to the society? Definitely there will be a very impact to the society, which is the production and disposals of the solar panels can cause environmental damage. Mining of raw materials like silicon, cadmium and rare metals can contaminate the local water resources and harm the ecosystem. Later, when the solar panels are no longer usable, usually after 20 to 30 years, may end up in the landfills because recycling nowadays is still expensive and underdeveloped. So these discarded panels can leak the toxic substances, creating a longer-term environmental hazards. Lastly, solar panels not highly efficient. Definitely this will impact the society, right? Most convert only 15 to 22% sunlight into electricity, and the real world conditions like shading from trees or dust on panels reduce this even more. To generate enough power, there are needed large areas. So sometimes farmland or forests are clear. This will impact the society by causes tension with local communities and also affecting the food production. So in summary, all these issues that we are mentioned just now about the intermittency of solar power energy, highly cost, environmental impact of of manufacturing disposals, and also the solar panels are not highly efficient. All this issue about regarding the solar PV, all this issue definitely will impact the society. Okay, will impact the society and affects how fair and practical solar energy really is. Addressing them is crucial to ensure that solar power truly benefits all layers of the society. And that's all from me about the impact of society of all this issue. And definitely will see you guys again in next slide. So now you guys will see the detailed analysis of the all these 4 issues in the next slide by Arishwaran. See you there.
Hi everyone, I am Harishwaran Anakisundramurthy. I'm going to talk about detailed analysis of the issue in solar PV So what is solar PV actually? Solar PV is a great step forward clean energy, but there's a 4 major issue that we need to solve to work it effectively. First, intermittency. Solar panel only work when the sun is out. What that means, no power at night and less energy in cloudy days. This creates an imbalance between when energy is produced and when people need it most. Like in the evening, without reliable energy storage like batteries, it's hard to make solar energy stable. Okay, so the second big issue is high initial cost. A solar panel can cost between $10K to $25K. That includes panel, inverter, installation, and sometimes batteries. Soft costs like permits, labor, and even add more. Many households, especially in low-income areas, this is too expensive to them. Even it saves money in long run, but people can't afford it. And we can't deny the third issue, which is environment impact of manufacturing and disposal. Making solar panels use a lot of energy, often from fossil fuels, and require harmful chemicals. After 25-30 years, used solar panel become a e-waste if not recycled properly. Without strong recycle system, they can't leak heavy metals like lead and cadmium into the environment. Finally, there is the issue of low efficiency. Most panels only convert 15 to 22% of sunlight into electricity. Dust, heat, and shading can lower that even more. While high efficiency panels exist, but they are expensive and not widely used yet. This means we need more land and more panels to meet energy needs, which raises cost and land use concern. So, if we want more people to use the solar PV, we must address these 4 issues to make it truly sustainable and reliable.
Hello everyone, my name is Darshini Murugan. I'm going to explain about SWOT analysis. SWOT means strength, weakness, opportunities and threats. Firstly, let's begin with the strength of solar PV technology. Firstly, clean and renewable. Solar PV uses sunlight, a free and endless resource with zero emissions. Secondly, reduces greenhouse gases. It helps fight climate change by cutting carbon emissions. Third one is scalable. Works on everything from small rooftops to large solar farms. Fourth, long lifespan. Panels last 20 to 30 years and require little maintenance. Fifth one is improving efficiency. Technology is getting better and more affordable every year. Second, now here are the some of the weakness. First one is intermittent power. Solar can't produce energy at night or during bad weather. Second one is high installation cost. Upfront investment is still a barrier for many one. Third one is needs space and kills labor. Large systems require land and trained professionals. Fourth one is low efficiency. Most panels convert only 15 to 22% of sunlight to energy. Fifth one is poor recycling options. Disposal and recycling systems are not well developed. Then, looking ahead, there are exciting opportunities for growth. First one is creative financing. New payment models make solar more accessible. Second thing is high efficiency technology. Innovations are boosting performance and output. Third one is smart integration. Solar works well with smart grids and storage. Fourth is off-grid solutions. Perfect for powering rural and remote areas. Fifth one is greener manufacturing. Eco-friendly production and recycling are emerging. There are threats also. And finally, we talk about the threats. First one is material shortages. Solar needs rare material that may be in limited supply. Second one is policy changes. Cuts in subsidies and incentives can slow adoption. Third one is panel waste. End of life, panels could create environmental issues. Fourth one is weather impact. Poor weather and climate can reduce solar output. Fifth one is misinformation. False info about cost or effectiveness may reduce public trust. Then the conclusion of this SWOT is solar PV technology holds immense promise as a clean, renewable energy source that becoming more efficient and accessible every year. While it does face challenges like high upfront costs and efficiency limitations, ongoing innovations and supportive policies offer strong opportunities for growth. By addressing its weakness and threats, solar energy can play a key role in building a more sustainable and resilient future.
Okay, so I'm back again. So now I'm going to explain about the solution impact to the SDG. SDG means Sustainable Development Goals. So there will be 3 sections, which is economic, environmental, and society. Okay, in these 3 sections, we are going to talk what's the solution impact to the SDG in economy, environment, and society regarding of the 4 issues that we are mentioned in front of the solar PV. Okay, so I'm going to explain about the economic, and other group member will explain about the environmental and society to you guys. So let's go. What's the economic impact to economic solutions impact to the SDG? So first, to solve the issue of the intermittency. So integrating solar system with energy storage like batteries and small grids creates new jobs in technology and infrastructure. It boosts industries try to energy innovations and directly supporting the SDG 8 and SDG 9. So SDG 8 means like it's a decent work and economic growth, and SDG 9 means industry, innovation and infrastructure. So second, you can refer to the slide. I just mentioned some points in the economic solutions impact to SDG. So it's a solar leasing and financing schemes help reduce the high upfront cost. This makes solar more affordable for low income and rural households, which expands the market and increases the demand for local solar businesses. It also leads to more jobs in installations and sales and maintenance. That's so good. In these solutions may help in future generations, So third is to tackle the environmental challenges in manufacturing and disposals. We propose recycling and green production system. These efforts create new economic sectors and reduce the reliance on raw materials, cutting long-term cost and aligning with SDG 12. SDG 12 is stated as responsible consumptions and productions. So next, finally, by investing in high efficient solar technology, we attract foreign investment and build national innovation. Fewer panels are needed to meet demand, which reduce the cost over time and make solar more viable for both homes and industries. So this is the solutions impact to the SDG in economic wise of the 4 issues that we are mentioned of the solar PV, which is for intermittency, highly cost, solar panel is not highly efficient, and also environmental impact of manufacturing disposals.
Next, we look at how this solution impact the environment. The main environment concern with solar PV is intermittency, which often force users to rely on diesel generation. By introducing battery storage, we reduce that reliance and lower greenhouse gas emission, supporting SDG 13 for climate action. Solar panels waste implementation proper recycle system help prevent. Making solar accessible to many people through subsidies also can reduce our nation's dependence on fossil fuels. The more rooftop we use for solar, the less drain we put for centralized coal and gas plants. For solar panel phase, we can implement proper recycle system, help prevent toxic material like cadmium and lead from polluting our land and water. This aligns closely with SDG 12, which is promoting responsible production and consumption. Last but not least, adopting high-efficiency solar panels also can produce more power with less space. That helps protect our natural lands and farmlands from being cleared for large solar farms. We can also install solar panels in cities, on rooftops and car parks without harming the environment.
Hi, let's look the solutions impact to SDG. There are 4 SDG. The first one is SDG 3, which is good health and well-being. Then SDG 7 is affordable and clean energy. Then the third one is SDG 10, reduce inequality. Then the last one is SDG 11, sustainable cities and communities. It provides reliable energy for rural clinics, schools, and disaster relief centers. It reduces energy poverty by offering affordable access to undeserved communities. It creates jobs in installation, maintenance, and recycling, promoting inclusive employment. Then the fourth one is it ensures safer manufacturing that protects communities from industrial pollution. As panel performance improves, it increases trust and adoption across all incomes level.
Hi again. To wrap up my presentation, let's look at the conclusion and the possible future improvement for solar PV technology. Solar PV has become a key pillar in the global toward renewable energy. It offers a clean, increasingly affordable way to produce electricity. But for it to reach its full potential, we still need to overcome several challenges like intermittency, high installation cost, environmental concern, and limited efficiency. To solve intermittency, we need better and cheaper energy storage system. New battery technology such as lithium-ion, solid-state, and flow batteries are improving. Smart grids and advanced forecasting can also help make solar energy more stable, even when there's no sunlight. And by combining solar with other sources like wind and hydro, we can build more reliable energy system. So next, we need to reduce the high upfront cost of solar, especially in poorer or rural areas. This means introducing better policy creative financing models and global cooperation. Tools like tax credit, pay-as-you-go system like Touch and Go, community solar, and power purchase agreements can make solar more accessible to everyone, not just the wealthy. We also can't ignore the environmental side. The industry must improve how solar panels are made and how they are recycled. This includes using safer materials, designing panels are easier to recycle, and following strict rules like extended producer responsibility. Looking into the future, exciting technology are emerging such as perovskite, tandem cells, bifacial modules, and concentrator system. This can boost efficiency, reduce costs, and help us more power from smaller spaces. In conclusion, solar PV has the potential to lead us to a cleaner, low carbon energy future. But getting there will require teamwork from governments, industry, researchers, and communities. If we solve this issue, solar won't just be a smart energy option. It'll be a global game changer. So that's all from my speech. Thank you so much.